Hey, what's up everyone? This is Mr. GWS, and yesterday I think I saw an article. Actually, it's Oppo R15 and R15 Pro will be coming to Singapore, and let's check the specs how they looks like because their size, their weight is more or less the same, just that they make out of different body. The Pro version will get ceramic back, ceramic back. I don't know how to pronounce that word anyway, but the specs more or less is more or less much the same. Like the screen, there's a notch. Yeah, there's no way around it. Nowadays, there's lots of phones with notch. I think more or less you can hide it anyway. But that's not the point I'm trying to say. Yeah, both are using AMOLED screens, and the screen is 6.2 inch in the 19:9 aspect ratio if you want to combine with the notch, and they're using Corning Gorilla Glass 5, I think the front and the back, and of course they're using Android 8.1 Oreo with their Color OS 5.0. But the specs wise, when it comes to SoC, they are different. Like the regular R15 using MediaTek Pico P60, which I didn't heard that strange SoC before, since MediaTek is not that popular as Exynos or even Snapdragon, while the R15 Pro using Snapdragon 660, which is much efficient processor out there, and both using 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage with micro SD card, of course. But the cameras is slightly different. Yes, the regular R15 uses 16 megapixels with 5 megapixel maybe for the focus detection, while the R15 Pro using 16 and 20 megapixels. I think it's more or less very similar dual camera setup as the OnePlus 5T, which is using that 20 megapixel in low light and 16 megapixel in bright light, like most of the scenes. And both phones can record up to 4K 30 fps, and both having a 20 megapixel front facing camera as usual with 1080p video recording. Of course, both you have a headphone jack. Both also has the one loudspeaker, but not stereo speakers though. But Bluetooth, the regular R15 using Bluetooth 4.2. The R15 Pro has usually using Bluetooth 5.0. But it's still low energy. I don't think they still have aptX HD encoding or some sort. Both doesn't have USB-C. Both are using micro USB, just like the R15 Pro. And I think they are also one of the few brands still using micro USB. I think Vivo also has that with their V7 or even X21 with their on-screen fingerprint scanner. They're still using micro USB though. Yes, both phones are rear-mounted fingerprint scanner. Both will have Voltec fast charging, 5 volt 4 amps fast charging. And the battery I think is very similar, but from what I see, the R15 will have slightly larger battery than the R15 Pro. And the pricing, I would say the pricing is, that's about the pricing. That's why I'm going to address the pricing in Singapore. It's not cheap though. R15 will cost $749 and the R15 Pro costs $899. Like I'll be honest, because $899, spend $899 on a Snapdragon 660 is really pricey. I think 700 or so can bought a Zenfone 4. Zenfone 4 is a very similar specs, Just that that phone has USB-C, FM radio, but this one R15 Pro and R15 is a quite a huge brick. I would say not a huge brick, but it's a huge phone, and the pricing like this is really weird, because especially when they still use micro USB. And yeah, the R15 Pro, at least outside China, will have NFC, while the regular R15 does not. That's the good thing about the R15 Pro, but other than that, it's really pricey. And let's see what they have. When you pre-order the R15 or R15 Pro, you will get this special bag, Fortune Karen backpack, worth $139. And let's see. Yeah, this R15 Pro will have NFC, but this one is only applies to the version outside China. So even you bought the China version, when you snap with the international color OS, it still won't work with NFC anyway, because that one is based on the hardware. And yeah, R15 Pro will have a water resistant, I think IP68 or something. I'm not very sure. You get the pre-order from now to 20th of May, but it's a really weird decision to price like this. Yeah, it's quite an expensive phone though. I was like, wow. I thought it would cost like maybe $600 to $800, but these are like between $750 to $900 is really expensive. I was like, wow. I also not very sure how much I say expensive, man, because this phone is more or less expensive. Yes, it's a flagship. They are Oppo flagship smartphone, and yes, it's still cheaper than those mainstream flagships, like over $1,000 or $1,200, $1,400. But it's still pricey, especially when using not a flagship specs, like P20, like the Hero P20 from MediaTek, or the Snapdragon 660. To me, it's still a really pricey phone. I'm not very sure. Maybe you want to check it out in their stores. We'll see how it goes. And as usual, if you like my video, comments and subscribe to my channel, Mr. GWS, on my Facebook and on my YouTube. And as always, I will see you on the next video.